This video is going to be about how to change a car battery, and change it real easy, real fast with a couple of standard hand tools. But change your car battery yourself, you save some money. You can get a car battery at a store anywhere from about $50 to $100. I know my car battery is bad. You think sometimes you start your car and you think, oh, this needs a charge. Okay, charge this battery like 3 times. It's not holding the charge anymore. I know that because I have a digital voltmeter over here. Hook up your leads to the negative, well, positive first, and the negative. Hooked up my meter. That's my voltage, 10.55 volts. You know what that's telling me? It's probably telling me I have a dead cell. You have 6 cells in your battery. Each cell is 2 volts. So think of it: 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 volts. Fully charged battery read around 12.6465 volts. So if I'm down around 2 volts, your battery is shot. It's not going to take a charge. Usually when you turn your key, and you get the clicks, it's usually just it's at or 12 volts or just under 12 volts. So this battery's junk. It died simply because the alternator failed first. Then I had a battery drain, a parasitic draw from a load leveling compressor in the back. It raises up and raises back the car up and down depending on the load. The relay was sticking on that, so that killed it again. So the battery got killed like about 5 times. And when your battery dies, you want to save it, charge it immediately. This one was left a couple days. It sulfides, plates go bad, and it's shot. But that's a quick explanation of how batteries die. I added that in, but I'm going to change this thing. You need a couple tools. It's a side post battery, pretty common on a General Motors vehicle. If you have other brands, it's going to have top post. To disconnect the battery, you have 2 leads. That's your negative, that's your positive, positive, negative. These ones, I got these crazy little adapters on it. This one I already loosened. But you always take your negative off first. Mess with the positive. With the negative on, you're going to start sparking. Negative spark is a lot less powerful than the positive side. You have our negative off, we're going to take off our positive. Okay, took that battery bolt out. Again, this is aftermarket stuff I'm working with. Down over here, it's going to be a 13mm bolt. So you're going to need a cell 3/8 ratchet. I don't know how long this extension is, maybe 8 inches, 10 inches, I don't know. That. Get yourself a deep 13mm. Put your built tool on the bolt like so. Keep loosening until the bolt is fully removed. It's a little plastic block too that holds the battery in. That's the battery mount I was talking about. See, plastic block and 13mm bolt goes through it. Now your battery should be loose. You're gonna have cables everywhere. Just gonna move those out of the way. The battery has a little notch that it sits in the front. Basically pick it up, pull it back a little bit, lift it on out. They're heavy, be careful, don't drop it on your feet. This battery is pretty large. It's a group 7, or, well, that's for the battery manufacturer, group 7. It's really a group 78, so that's what we're going to be looking for. And that's a Kirkland signature made by Johnson Controls. But we're going to have to go with Interstate. They do not sell these in the state of Florida or other southern states. They only sell these in the northern states. So this is where it was bought, in New York. So now we're going to have to settle for an Interstate at Costco. Got a new battery, Group 78. Costco battery. What is it, 85 months? Yeah, 85 month limited warranty and 30 month free replacement. 700 cold cranking amps, not as good as the Kirkland battery, but it'll work. Old. When you get your new battery, it's gonna have little caps. Take those off. I save them sometimes when I take batteries out for long-term automotive repairs, so nothing's gonna short it out. I always check my voltage at my digital voltmeter, because usually in 2 months it's probably going to need a little charge. It's probably not going to be so bad, but I'll check the voltage. show you what it is in a second. At 12.56 volts, that's not so bad. I'll throw it on the charger after I install it, bump it up to 12.65. If you're really nuts, you can go clean up your battery tray. Mine just has a little bit of rust. I'm not really going to go nuts with it. It's a little pitted from where it leaked in the past. But yeah, basically move your wires out of the way, drop it in there, and that's this whole little lip over here in your GM with the battery's going to tuck under. So make sure you note that when you use nice new poopy interstate battery. Battery mount has to drop in like so. It can be a little tricky to line this up because you got all the wires down here, but make sure you got it all lined up before you sock it down. And when you seat your battery too, make sure you're not on any ground wires or whatnot, so you don't want to pinch those. You put your 13mm back on again with your ratchet, crank her down. Don't quote me, but I think the torque spec on that bolt is for like 20 foot-pounds or something like that. But I just tighten it down until I can't rock the battery, and it's pretty good. It also, it's a good test if you have one of those cross braces on the top post. You know the mount's going to go this way. You're going to have two long studs with nuts on top that hold the bracket on. Make sure it doesn't rock. If it doesn't rock, you're good. Before you put your terminals back on, inspect them, make sure there's no corrosion, they're clean. What I do, I put a little dielectric grease on the terminals, just so if there ever was a leak or whatever, makes a little bit of a barrier. Put a glove on, put a dab on your finger, and just wipe it all around on both sides. Be good enough. And when you reattach it, take your ground away from the ground side. Positive goes first. Negative goes second when you're reinstalling a battery. When you take it off, ground first, positive second. So that way it doesn't spark. If you don't want to spark, batteries can have hydrogen gas, and if you get a spark with hydrogen gas, boom, battery explosion. It's not good. It's rare. It does happen. After all your terminals are tight, you can start your vehicle, see if it runs. Alright, runs, we're charging, we look good. Everything still works still. Lights, radio, air works. Cool. That's how you do it. It's pretty easy to change your battery. You can do it. Since the battery is maybe like a 1/10 of volt low, throw it on the charger for a couple minutes and then pump it up to its full capacity and it'll be good. And if you like this video or dead car batteries, please subscribe.